It's 2011, and 4 University of Michigan music students are recording some tracks for a friend's thesis project. Unbeknownst to them, these tracks will become the first release of a low-volume, minimalist funk band known as Vulfpeck. Since that fateful session in 2011, the band has grown to have a larger-than-cult following.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vulfpeck.
Working with a laundry list of collaborators to produce 9 releases, with a 10th on the way. Jack Stratton was responsible for assembling the group, and leads the band, directing recording sessions, interacting with audiences during shows,
no Xanax, no beta blockers, fully adrenalized,
and featuring on whatever instrument a song needs. Rounding out the rest of the original crew are multi-instrumentalist Theo keyboard/ocarina player Woody Goss, and my personal hero,
Joe, turn on the fan, turn, fan.
As a group composed of crate-digging music students, they have a tremendous knowledge and respect for those that paved the road known as funk, leading them to collaborate with some of the most prolific session musicians ever, such as James Gadson, David T. Walker, Sandra Crouch, Blake Mills, Michael Bland, Bootsy Collins.
A Pimo bump bobble.
Frequent collaborators include vocalist Antoine Stanley, guitarist/human outboard motor Cory Wong.
When I'm playing, I think of my right hand as kind of a motor. That sort of thing.
And basketball-loving saxophonist Joey Dosick. Music ability alone does not make a band, however. There's a whole aspect of presentation. While Theo, Woody, and Joe were all in the jazz program together, Jack graduated from the Performing Arts and Technology program, and it's easy to see how much Jack enjoys using technology to shape Vulfpeck's identity. The tech tie-ins are everywhere, whether it's music videos programmed in Python, collaborating with Goodhertz to create a mythical plugin called the VULF compressor,
VULF compressor demo 001.
releasing 2 fonts with the Ono typeco.
Back in 2016, everyone was stopping me on the street asking about VULF mono. Fast forward to now, 2019, the good vibes have run out. Consumers want warmer, more organic sands now. We're releasing VULF sands to meet the fans halfway.
Or Jack's motivational tech tycoon persona.
Joining us with more on that ahead of the IPO is the artist behind Sleepify, Vulfpeck's leader, Jack Stratton. Jack, it's good to have you. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Let's rock.
You think Vlant's arm strength is shifting into the active bass boost granny gear in the French Alps? No, this is a 1982 single-speed Bridgestone. You're eating 4 pounds of white flour pasta a night. Just put it in the works.
Yeah.
Just cut from a tree.
That's it.
Okay?
That's it.
Stop whining. No more government subsidies for active basses.
Yeah.
In Jack's own words, I've always been curious how far you can take it, just trying to use the internet efficiently. At the end of the day, I want to get the musicians paid as much as possible. If that's your North Star, a lot of stuff is out of the question. Certainly a label, and most likely a manager. This philosophy is best exemplified by how the band drops its vinyl and merch, electing to use crowdfunding to maximize the band's profits while generating the extra hype that comes with a limited time offer. Another important aspect of Vulfpeck's identity is the honesty with which they present themselves. They're a bunch of incredibly talented musicians who love to jam out together, whether it be for a friend's thesis project, outside, in a basement, or in Madison Square Garden. And that's exactly what their music videos show. Real takes of real musicians, real happy, playing real funk. A Vulfpeck music video feels like a musical painting. There are tons of little details that add so much charm, like hearing this dog in the background of the mix for Rango 2, or seeing this cat chill on top of a wardrobe while Joe Dart is shredding through Deantown. The videos are minimal, but instantly clue you in on how much fun they're having playing music, and it makes it hard not to become a fan. A bunch of lovable nerds on their own, you're rooting for them so they can beat the odds and cash out. In September of 2019, the band did beat the odds, performing to a sold-out audience of 14,000 at Madison Square Garden, only the second indie band to sell out MSG. True to form, they spent no money on advertising, solely utilizing their internet presence instead. The MSG show represented a landmark moment in Vulfpeck's career. During the show, Jack Stratton, complete with his trademark headset and signature outfit, used Vulfpeck's latest album, Hill Climber, as the basis for a metaphor that compared the band's journey through the ranks of music venues in New York to a climbing expedition.
I want to tell you the story of the hill climber tonight. Nay, the hill climbers. In 2013, a group of young mountaineers set out on a trail, a treacherous path with no rope, no label, and no management. Han Solo. They began their expedition at Rockwood 1 in New York City. Armed with nothing more than their Kelty packs, flannels, and a Wi-Fi connection, 100 people showed up to that expedition. And over the year, they made some elevation, and in 2014, stopped at Rockwood 2. 2015, they stopped at the Brooklyn Bowl Hut. 2016, they stayed at Brooklyn Bowl for 3 nights at that hut. 2017, they stayed at Brooklyn Steel. The expedition was growing. Professionals said, don't go any further on this path. These are treacherous trails. And they continued. King's Theater in 2018. The expedition was now 6,000 strong. They said, don't go further. You must stop at the Terminal 5 hut before you summit. We looked at the expedition and we said, no, we're gonna climb. And in 2019, we summited the highest peak on the East Coast, not Mount Washington, Mount Madison Square Garden. 14,000 strong, this expedition. Yes.
It was a dream for the band to play at MSG and capped off years of refining their live show, but it also validated their approach to being an independent band in the social media age. A band without a manager or a label that spent no money on advertising had sold out MSG and absolutely crushed it. But don't just take my word for it. The full concert is free to watch on YouTube, and they released an album of the show for you to listen to as well. After MSG, the band took some time to work on side projects and solo acts before working on another album to come out in 2020. I can't wait to see what Vulfpeck creates next, because I know that whether it's a new song, a music video, a cartoon, or even a font ad, I know a whole lot of fun was had making it. Thanks for watching this episode of Seth Loves to Talk. I've made a playlist of my favorite Vulfpeck songs, which you can find in the description, along with links to all the Vulf videos I use. I want to give a huge thanks to Vulfpeck for everything from the music you create to the community you fostered, and an extra shout out to Joe for giving me so many grooves to play. I also want to encourage anyone interested in music plugins to check out Good Hurts. Rob Stenson and Devon are the founders and they're frequent Vulfpeck collaborators. I also just really want to give Rob a shout out. His personal site has a lot of really cool projects on it, and he's been really kind to respond to a few questions I've thrown his way. I'd also encourage you to check out the creators of Vulf Mono and Vulf Sans, Oh No Typeco, run by James Edmondson. I've got an Instagram at Seth Loves to Talk, a Twitter at Seth Talks, and a TikTok at Seth Loves to Talk. Have a good one.